Welcome to the World of Concrete 2011. Coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada. We are Surfacing Solutions Incorporated. This year we were invited to participate in the 2011 Artistry in Concrete, one of 10 companies from around the world, here to show off decorative and artistic ways to create concrete designs. We were given approximately 3 days to complete an art project while thousands of guests walked about and witnessed art being created before their eyes. We chose to show how you can install a self-leveling cement product over concrete and make it into art. The product we used was Diamatics Dymatop by Ardex. This product is pre-measured and bagged and ready to mix with water. We were provided a 2-day-old slab to work on. First, we're going to start with a little simple layout to make sure we have a good design. But before that, we really should test the porosity. So here, I poured some water on the slab and watched it dry out. I moved it around and watched it absorb fairly quickly. This was a good sign. Nothing to profile. That's good news. And the absorption is very important. You want to make sure the slab will accept water. While I was doing that, the crew continued to chalk out the lines, and once we liked the layout, we drilled and screwed the strips into the concrete using Tapcon screws. We tried to keep the design simple due to our time constraints. Now that we know the design, we will be able to measure each panel in the design to determine the proper amount of material and glass as well as color. This helps not to waste any materials. As you can see, they're laying out the design, being very detailed in how they do it. And now we're going to measure each panel so we can predetermine our weights and water and everything. Ardex is really important to have the proper amount of water per bag, per mix. Once we get this all figured out and we get it poured and mixed, we're going to pour it into each panel and trowel it out. Now it is a self-leveling cement, but with all that aggregate of glass in there, it really doesn't flow very well, so you have to help it and get it into the corners just a little bit. And the boys are working each section. Each section has its own color and its own glass blend. We mix each bag with the proper amount of water for about 2 minutes. Then we add the glass. And again, remember, it's good to use the same amount of glass in weight as it is to the cement powder in weight. It's the best combination we found to this point. Now we're going to set it into forms, move it around, trowel it into place, get it as flat as possible, allowing all the cement and the fines and the aggregate to combine and get hard. Once that's all laid out, each design, each color is put in, you can see it's kind of rough and tough looking. Here's some samples from previous applications that show different colors, different glass aggregate, to show some clients that were asking what else was available. Next, we're going to start grinding off the rough surface. We're going to do this by hand, knock down some of that protruding glass. Then we're going to start using the Diamatic 580 Pro. It weighs about 650 pounds. Going through the steps from a 40 grit up to a 400 grit, we're going to smooth out the surface. We'll also be able to take care of most of the edges with a small hand grinder. The 580 Pro has a great head pressure. It's a small enough machine to get into small rooms and around little corners. The hand edges are all taken care of. Get right up there. You don't want to hang your big machine off the edge, because if you catch a diamond, you can break a diamond off the machine. But while we're doing the grinding process, you start to lose a little bit of sand and a little bit of aggregate pops out, and you have to do a fill. So here we made up a thin coat of a micro topping. We troweled it into the pinholes to fill all those. We let that get dry and hard overnight. Then we grind off the excess amount of that micro topping and get it down to the aggregate again. Once we go through our last couple of steps up to about a 400, we're going to wash the slab, and we're going to apply some lithium densifier and then high-speed buff that. And then we're going to apply a stain guard and high-speed buff that as well. That's going to darken the surface and really bring out the colors. As you can see here, we're almost there. Last coat of guard going down, a high-speed buff. This project is basically done. We normally would have taken about 35 hours to complete this whole scope of work, but here we did it in 14 hours just for the show. Look at that shine. Good job, good details. Way to go, boys.